Well, welcome back to another. Let me just lower a little bit. Another anime video. So, this time we will be reviewing the summer 2026 lineup. So, let's go ahead and get started. And then we will get our end scene ready as well. Alright. So, summer 2026 lineup. So we got a lot going on. So if you're used to this series that I make, then you know what to expect. We will cover all the anime, OVA, ONA specials, as well as movies premiering this summer, which were mere days away as I'm recording this. If I'm a little bit not as energetic, it's because I've been up all night trying to edit this video. So that's one of the reasons. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So this time, I've integrated this rating system so you guys know what my criteria are for each one. So as you can see on the screen, we will go from must watch, which are sequels I'm invested in, personal tastes, and shows that I have high confidence in. One of them, for example, as you'll see in the next slide, would be shows like Mushoku Tensei, which is season 3, so thus sequels I'm invested in. Personal taste, which is fantasy isekai. And then high confidence, so it's been one of the leading shows for the isekai genre for like the past 10 years or so. Next, we have the 3 episode rule. So, strong concept. I like the synopsis and the trailer and the visuals. It just needs to prove itself. So, like, I'm almost sold on it, but it's missing that final umph. And then we have 1 episode. It's interesting, but I'm not completely sold on it. Maybe I have like a general idea that I might like it and enjoy it, but it's not like selling me on it, whether it was the synopsis or the trailer. It's like, that's interesting, but uh, it's not on my must watch list. And then the final tier is skip. So that's for not my vibe, low expectations, generic or overdone, or, and this is important for people to remember, a series that I'm not caught up on. So if it's season 3 of Grand Blue, which is in this list, obviously I haven't even seen season 1, so it's going to be a skip for me. Now, most of these do not mean that they will stay permanently. The ones that are more safe are must watch and skip. Although in the past I have skipped a few, and then a couple weeks into the season, I see a trailer or a clip on social media, and I'm like, I can't believe I skipped this. Let me go ahead and give it a watch. So, none of these are technically locked in, although must watch and skip are on the safer side, if that makes sense. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and move on to our first of many. And we have many, so we're gonna have to speed through these. Is Saga of Tanya the Evil Season 2. Release date July 8th. Studio Nut, in the genres action fantasy, isekai as well, because Tanya did technically get isekai'd. And obviously, it's a must watch. I mean, I can't even believe we're finally gonna get season 2. We waited so long that most of us were giving up hope. But yeah, our favorite Loli Mustachio Man is back. If you get that reference, you get it. If you don't, then, due to YouTube the way it is, then I can't really go into specifics for that one. But yeah, obviously this one's a must watch. There's not much to say for this. Next, As I mentioned in the previous two slide, it was Mushoku Tensei Season 3. Release date is July 6th. It is by Studio Bine. Obviously, isekai, adventure, drama, fantasy, ecchi. All of my targeted genres. Obviously, it's a must watch for me. I hate that the poster for this anime was Redhead Bitch. Um, if you guys follow me on X, which you should for daily updates, you know that I despise Eris for what she did, um, causing all his trauma and stuff. But the good thing about it is that one of the trailers for Mushoku Tensei, she didn't appear at all. And, we get to see Rudy living his slice of life with um, his two waifus, and apparently one of his childs were born. So that's gonna be a fun season to watch. Anyways, must watch. Next, Bleach: Thousand Year Blood War Final Arc: The Calamity. Release date is July 25th. It is by Studio Para Films. And the genre is action adventure supernatural. Obviously, must watch. This is one of the best and final arcs of Bleach. If you're not watching it, what are you doing? That's pretty much it for this one. Another must watch. Trapped in a dating sim, the world of Otome games is tough for Mob Season 2. Release date is July 8th. It is by Studio Zero G Saberworks, and obviously it's a must watch. I can't wait for Leon and Lucian to continue their troll interactions where he says something sarcastic and Leon takes it like to heart. So I'm excited for another season of this. And this is what I mentioned before, Grand Blue Dreaming Season 3. Release date July 7th. It is, I do not believe it was by Studio Saberworks. I might have made a mistake there. But anyways, for me, it is a skip since I haven't seen the previous two seasons. And watching the trailer for this season didn't really sell me on anything. It was just like, okay, the art style is kind of good, I suppose. And that was about it. Next, we got Skeleton Knight in Another World Season 2. Release date is July 6th, Studio Aura. And for me, it's a must watch. I mean, I can't believe we're getting a second season, especially this quickly. I didn't know it became popular enough to warrant a season 2, but regardless, I'm still happy about it. All right, next. I Want to Love You Till Your Dying Day. Release date July 7th. It is by Studio Roll 2. And as you can see in the genre, it's obviously Yuri. And that makes it a must watch for me. Now, watching the trailer, I mean, I was already going to watch it, but watching the trailer, it feels like it's going to be dark and heartbreak. So, some hypotheses that I have is that it's like a toxic Yuri where she tries to either kill her or eat her or something. Or it ends up being a wholesome Yuri that unfortunately breaks them apart due to illness or, life in general. So, I don't know if my heart's ready after watching that trailer, but it's still a must watch for me. All right, keep it rolling. Cleavat T Season 2, release date July 8th. It is by Studio Lay Deuce. And for me, it's a skip, basically for the same reason as Grand Blue. I haven't seen Season 1. The trailer for Season 2 piqued my interest enough to give 3 episodes to Season 1. But it's definitely not something that I'll be watching as it airs, if that makes sense. So, as of now, it's a skip. We might revisit it in the future. All right, you and I are polar opposites. Season 2. Release date July 5th. It is by Studio Lapin Track, and obviously it's a must watch for me. Originally, I believe I gave this 1 episode or skip when season 1 aired. made a huge mistake. Saw a few clips of the main couple, and after watching one episode, I bumped it into must watch during the winter season. And, I got hooked on it. So obviously, season two is a must watch for me. All right. Next one. 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You, Season 3. Release date July 5th. Studio Beebury Animation Studios. Obviously, this is a must watch for me. You guys know I'm into the harem, ecchi, romance comedy genre, and this one hits every single point. So, I can't wait for Rentaro to add more waifus to the already huge and expanding harem. So, now the trailer did kind of seem like, but based on the previous two seasons, I'm not too concerned about it. Basically, all of his family, all the waifus, were, I guess, at a school event, maybe, and they were performing. So I'm hoping that that's not the entire arc. So if it's not the entire arc, then I will definitely enjoy this. So that's why I gave it must watch. All right, next one. From Old Country Bumpkin to Master Swordsman, Season 2. Release date July 8th. It is by Studio Passion and Hayabusa Film. So, a collaboration among studios. Obviously, this is a must watch for me. I saw Season 1 when it aired. I enjoyed it very much. So, I don't have much to say. This is obviously a must watch of the season as well. Ghost in a Shell. Release date July 7th. It is by Studio Science Saru, and it is also a must watch for me. Now, based on the art for the poster, promotional poster, as well as the trailer, it's not my typical preference for art style. Sorry about that. I was hydrating since I've been up all night working on this. But based on the how would I put it? The track record or the prestige that Ghost in the Shell has, um, it has to be a must watch. I would be really surprised if I ended up dropping it, but I mean, worse things have happened, so keep that in mind. But it should be a must watch. Next, Elusive Samurai Season 2. Release date sometime in July. It is by Studio Cloverworks, and for me, it's going to be a skip. Not only because I haven't seen season one, but also because after watching the trailer, it didn't really appeal to me. I'm not into the animation style, and it just didn't call to me. Next, Sparks of Tomorrow. Release date July 5th. It is by Kyoto Animation, and I gave it 3 episodes. Originally, I had skipped this, but then I watched the trailer and it was phenomenal, and I had to put it at 3. I'm not completely sold on it, like we said in the uh, introduction for my ratings. It's that final factor that pushes it into a must watch. All right, next one, Black Torch. Release date July 4th. It is by Studio 100 Studio. Same as the previous one. I put it at 3 episodes. The trailer was awesome, and I'm kind of hyped for it. So yeah, The Exiled Heavy Knight Knows How to Game the System. Release date July 3rd. It is by Studio Go Hands, and also 3 episodes. Trailer. Based on the synopsis, I had it at 1 episode, and then after the trailer, I bumped it to 3. So definitely check this one out. I think it might be one of the hidden gems of this season. Next, Chainsmoker Cat. Release date July 3rd, and it is by Studio Beebury Animation. 3 episodes. Originally, I had given it a skip, but after seeing the trailer, I kind of got sold on it. Uh, as someone who smokes and tobacco, none of that other crap, just FYI. I'm glad that we're getting yet another smoking anime, just like we got the previous season with Smoking with You behind the supermarket or something along those lines. I can't remember right now because I'm exhausted. But it seems like it's going to be funny and wholesome, regardless of the smoker. Or besides the smoking aspect of it. Sorry, I had a word fumble there. But yeah, check this one out. I think this one will be slept on for the first couple of episodes, and then people are going to really get into it. Young ladies don't play fighting games. So release date is July 7th, and it is by Studio Dio Media. And obviously for me, it's a must watch. It's Yuri, it's comedy. There ain't much to say. Hell Mode, the hardcore gamer dominates in another world with garbage balancing season 2. Release date is July 4th. As of now, they didn't really list the studio that's going to be animating it. But based on the fact that it's a season 2, we're safe to assume that it's the same one as season 1. And for me, it's a must watch. I gave it 3 episodes for season 1, and then I got hooked on it. So yeah, another must show of the summer lineup. Jadugar, a Witch in Mongolia, release date July 4th. It is by Studio Saru. And for me, it's a skip. I really wanted to get into it. The animation is not my cup of tea. So unfortunately for me, it's a skip. You guys might enjoy it. It didn't really attract my attention. Next, we got Though I Am an Inept Villainess, Tale of a Butterfly Rat Body Swap in the Maiden Court. Release date July 12th, and the studio is Doga Kobo. For me, it's a must watch. It's a villainous trope. And I saw the trailer for it. The animation style is beautiful. I like the soundtrack that it was using, so I'm hoping they keep it for the opening and for the ending of the anime. So yeah, then not much else to say about this one. It's a must watch. Please check it out. Oh boy, was I wrong about her. Release date July 6th. It is by Project Studio Project number 9. And for me, it's a must watch. It's romance, comedy. I believe from what I got from the trailer is that the MC thought that the FMC was male at childhood, and then they probably separated for a while, and then they met again in high school, and he's like, "Whoa, you were my childhood friend. I thought you were a dude," and they fall in love. So that's basically what I interpreted from the trailer. There was no English or any other type of translation for the trailer. So I'm just going based on feel and emotion, and that's what I happen to gather. If that is true, then this is yet another hidden gem that you guys should be looking out for. Next, rich girl caretaker. I'm secretly the caregiver of the most popular girl in this rich kid's school. Release date is July 5th. It is by Brains Base, and I gave it 3 episodes. Even before watching the trailer, based on the synopsis and the name alone, I knew I was going to enjoy this. And I'm looking forward to it. I mean, the premise is basically the MC is kidnapped with the FMC, and he's taking care of her during the kidnapping. Um, and she falls in love with him, and wants him to take care of her. Thus, he has his family hire him. So this should be a cute, wholesome anime, despite the original premise of both of them getting kidnapped. But you can forget about that part. It's just a plot device to bring both of them together. So yeah, 3 episodes. I'm almost leaning into a must watch. Another one, Love Unseen Beneath the Clear Night Sky. It is set to release in July 6th. It is by Studio Macaria, and I also gave it 3 episodes. Drama, romance, it's kind of my one of my genre tropes that I enjoy. So yeah. Next, Goodbye Laura. Release date is July 6th. It is by Studio Kinema Citrus, and for me, it's going to be a skip. I believe it's kind of like a interpretation of Little Mermaid, from what I gathered. Uh, I really never been into Little Mermaid unless it was the world in Kingdom Hearts. Um, Other than that, it's never been my cup of tea. I mean, I'm definitely not its target demographic, and thus, the anime version of it is definitely not gonna sell me on it, especially the animation style. It's kind of those '90s, early 2000s style that I don't really vibe with. So yeah, for me, it's a skip. For any of you female viewers that I may or may not have, you might enjoy this. So for you, it may be a must watch, but unfortunately for me, it's a skip, even though it's a romance genre. Tomb Raider King, release date July 9th. It is by Studio Eek. So I gave this 3 episodes, although I want to put it on must watch. I believe this is another solo leveling style where uh, it's going to be heavily slept on until it gets picked up on social media. It is obviously raising your levels to become OP, just like Jin Woo. So if that's the case, this might be another top hitter once it debuts. The World is Dancing, release date June 29th, so in a couple days. So if you're watching this as soon as I upload, keep track of this one if you're interested, because it is, about to debut pretty much. It is by Studio Cygames Pictures. For me, it's a skip. It didn't really sell me on the trailer or synopsis. So for me, nah. Next, Kaiju Girl Caramelis. So release date July 3rd. It is by Studio Leading Films. Genre romance supernatural. I mean, she's super cute. The trailer really sold me on it, even though I had already put this on 3 episodes. As soon as I confirm in episode 1 that it is my living up to my expectations, I will bump this up to a must watch. All right, next. I became a legend after 10-year long stand. Release date July 3rd. It is by Studio Gecko, and I gave this 3 episodes. Next, The Villager Level 999. Release date July 2nd. And it is by Studio Brainbase, and I also gave this 3 episodes. If I'm not mistaken, from what I gathered, the redhead girl in the promotional trailer might be like the Demon Lord's daughter or something. And she moves to a village, and they might be afraid of her, but the MC makes friends with her. So that's pretty much the synopsis that I got from the trailer. So 3 episodes, definitely give it a try, guys. Next, from overshadowed to overpowered, second reincarnation of the talentless sage. June 26th, so this one's about to debut in like 2 days as of recording. It is by Studio EMT Squared, and I gave it 3 episodes. This is the type of another genre trope that I enjoy, where the MC is kind of like seen as weak and pathetic, or there was someone stronger than him. Uh, and then he shows that actually he's, super OP and is like god level. And then, I mean, the 2 waifus in the back of this promotional poster definitely captured my attention even more. So, yeah, check this one out as well. Next, The Cat and the Dragon, release date July 4th, and it is by Studio OLM. I want to get into this, but after watching the trailer, it didn't really sell me on it. So I'm gonna give it one episode leaning on skip, but I'm praying that episode one sells me on it because I really want to get into it. All right. A Livid Lady's Guide to Getting Even: How I Crushed My Homeland with My Mighty Grimoires. Release date is July 6th. It is by Studio Comet. And for me, it's a must watch. Originally, I believe I had it under 3 episodes. Then I watched the trailer and I was like, oh shit, this is actually really good. Not only because she seems to be a villainess where she's either betrayed or mistreated until she snaps, and then it is dark revenge fantasy. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. Uh, Check it out. It's gonna be another surprise hit. Next, we got the Insipid Prince Furtive Grab for the throne. My apologies. Release date is July 6th, and it is by Studio Mahol Film. And I'm giving it 3 episodes. The trailer was kind of like 50-50, but based on the synopsis, it definitely earned its 3 episode keep. And episode one will definitely be the leading anchor of whether I was right or whether the other 50% doubt from the trailer was the correct one. Next, we got The Frontier Lord begins with 0 subjects. I don't know how I messed the release date up, so that's kind of funny. There is no July 100th or July 10th. It is by Animation Studio 42, and I gave it 3 episodes. Next, we got Hanaori-san wants to have a fight even if she reincarnates. Release date is July 12th, and it is Studio Leiden Films. I gave it 3 episodes. Originally, I had it at 1 episode, but it seems both the FMC and the MC get reincarnated. He was the demon lord of the previous world, and she was the hero. And now that they find out that who they were from their previous life, they have like this love hate relationship that hits the comedy romance aspect of, as you can see, of these genres for the series. So yeah, I think it should be another fun watch. Next, we got The World's Strongest Rear Guard, Labyrinth Country's Novice Seeker. Its release date is July 5th. It is by Mahol Film, and I gave it 3 episodes. Next one is Heroine Saint. No, Heroine Saint? No. And all works made and proud of it. Release date is June 24th, so today, as of recording, we will get its debut episode. It is by EMT Squared, and for me, it seems like a slice of life, comfy anime, just like Food Diary Mismade from the previous spring season. I think this is another wholesome made anime, so 3 episodes. The Ogre's Bride, release date July 5th. It is by Studio Colored Pencil Animation, and I gave it 3 episodes. Next, we got Red River, release date is July 8th. Studio Tatsunoko production. I gave it 1 episode. I really wanted to get into it, but the trailer didn't really sell me on it. I'm still willing to give it a shot though. The Oblivious Saint can't contain her power. The release date is June 30th. It is another collaboration between Magic Buzz and Picante Circus. And I gave it 3 episodes. Bungo Stray Dogs 1 2. A release date is July 2nd. It is by Studio Magic Buzz. Hold on. I think I might have messed up on the studios for this one. So my apologies on that. But either way, it's going to be a skip for me. I didn't even like the anime Bungo Stray Dogs. So this one, even less so. Next, we got Maggie Lumiere. Magical Girls Inc. Season 2. Release date is July 5th, and it is by JC Staff. For me, it's a skip based on the fact that I haven't seen Season 1. I really wanted to watch Season 2, but with all the manga that I'm up to date on, plus all the must watch and 3 episodes that you guys have already seen for this summer lineup, unfortunately, this will be on the back burner for a future watch. Next, Maho Shouju Lyrical Nanoha Exceeds Gunblaze Vengeance. Release date is July 5th, and it is by Studio 7 Arcs. I gave it 1 episode. The trailer didn't really sell me on it, but the synopsis is interesting enough that I'm willing to give it a 1 episode shot. Another, the Duke's son claims he won't love me, yet he showers me with adoration. Release date is July 5th, and it is a collaboration among Studio Grass and Zero G. The reason I gave it 1 episode is because, again, the trailer didn't really confirm my expectations that the synopsis had. But if episode 1 lives up to the hype, then it will be another, must watch for me. Hanakimi Season 2. Release date is July 6th. I believe I might have mistaken on the studios again for this one. My apologies for all the mistakes. But either way, this one's going to be a skip for me. Not only because it's a Season 2 and I haven't seen Season 1, but because I'm not really interested in it. Victoria of Many Faces, release date July 8th. It is by Studio Dean. I gave it 1 episode, but I'm leaning towards must watch. It seemed kind of like cute. My mother in law and sister in law who don't bully me. I'm hoping I didn't make another mistake for the studio, but the release date should be July 8th. I gave this one 3 episodes. It seems from the trailer that, and based on the name, that it's like a reverse on the trope of his parents die and gets adopted into the family, and they believe that the MC believes that they will be hated and targeted by the new adopted family, when in reality they're like doting and loving towards him. So it seems like it's going to be cute, wholesome comedy. The Forsaken Saintess and Her Foodie Road Trip in Another World. Release date is July 6th, and it is by Studio EMT Squared. I gave it 3 episodes. It seems like another food anime, and I've really been enjoying those as of late. So for me, 3 episodes. Azure Lane Slow Ahead Season 2. Release date July 6th. It is by Studio Candy Fox. For me, it's a skip based on the fact I haven't seen Season 1, but I do want to watch it eventually. Data-san of Reiwa, July 2nd, and it is by Asahi Production. I gave it 1 episode. I really want to get into it, but I haven't been sold on it as of yet. Sorry About My Younger Brothers, release date July 4th, and it is by Studio Le Deuce, or La Deuce. I gave it 3 episodes, leaning on a must watch. Bang Dream Yume Mita. Release date is July 2nd, and it is by Studio Nichika Line. 1 episode because it's the genre is music. But based on the visuals for it in the trailer, I kind of was like, oh, maybe this will be another Ave Mujica, which ended up being a must watch for me in the past. So I'm willing to at least give it a shot. Upperclassman Iwamoto's Recommendation. Release date is July 4th, and it is by Studio Dean. Not really completely sold on it, but the premise is intriguing to give it a 1 episode. Draw This Then Die, July 3rd, and it is by Studio Shin A Animation. Gave it 3 episodes. It seems like it's gonna be funny, wholesome, despite the name of it. So give it a shot, guys. Next, Grow Up Show Sunflower Circus. Release date July 5th and collaboration amongst A1 Pictures and Sidekick Studio. I gave it one episode, although the trailer tells me that I might enjoy it. At the time that I made this video, it didn't have a genre, but it might be like slice of life comedy based on the trailer. So, it might be a sleeper hit. Saved by the Ice Cold Princess Embrace. Release date is July 7th, and it is another collaboration, this time amongst Imagica Infos and Imageworks Studios. The reason I gave it one episode instead of a must watch, even though this seems to be up my alley, is because the trailer made it seem that the animation style is one of those like 3 or 5 minute episode anime. Uh, Kind of like I forgot what the spring one was, but it was basically the premise of that one was that they eat monsters in a dungeon. And the style really didn't vibe with me. It wasn't actually like animated style, if that makes any sense. It was more like a 3D modeling of it. I hope I'm wrong for it though. In regards to it. The next one is Iron Woke John. July 5th is the release date, and it is by Studio Troika. The premise of it gave me one episode confidence in it, but then I saw the trailer and it kind of lowered, so I'm hoping that that episode sells me more on it. Perfect Addiction, sometime in July. They didn't really have a official date as of now. It is a collaboration between Imagica Infos and Imageworks Studio, and the genre is boys love. So obviously for me, it's a skip. Let's Go Kaikigumi. July 5th. It is by Studio C Station, and I gave it one episode. Mebius Dust, July 9th, and it is by Doga Kobo. I also gave it one episode. There was no genre information as of recording. Ronin Warrior Season 2, release date is July 7th. For me, it's a skip because I haven't seen Season 1, even though I am interested in it. In 1 second, let me go back to our music that I don't know why it stopped. Let's let's fix this first. And as you can tell, obviously we've been bumping Netflix this whole time. He makes music, DMCA free for streamers, and they're kind of bangers. So definitely check it out. So like I was saying, in regards to Ronin Warriors, I haven't seen season 1, but I am interested, so I will come back to this eventually. Thunder 3, it is release date July 9th, and for me it's going to be a skip. Uh, the animation style's not my thing, and the synopsis didn't sell me on it. Flaming Rugby Boy Dodge Dampai. Release date is July 6th. It is by Studio Q. And for me, it's going to be a skip, again, because of the animation style and the synopsis weren't my thing. Theater of Darkness Yamashibai 17. Release date July 12th. It is by Studio Ilka or Ilsa. And for me, it's a skip. I'm not really into horror. So if horror is your thing, this might be on your must watch, but for me it's on the opposite end of the spectrum, which is skip. Elegy for the Henchman, Fist of the North Star Part 2. Release date July 6th. It is by Studio Doroku. For me, it's a skip, not only because I haven't seen Part 1, but because it didn't really appeal to me. Babies of Bread, release date July 4th. It is by Studio Chocolate or Chocolate or however they decided to pronounce their own name. And for me, it's a skip. I mean, based on the promo image, you can tell that, I am not its target demographic. Nothing wrong with it. It's just not for me. Finally, that concludes the end of summer anime. And now we will go into the ONAs of this season. First one, Xiangyun Dailerin 3. Release date is August 14th. It is by Studio CMC Media. And for me, it's a skip. I haven't seen the previous two, if that's what it's implying. The trailer and the synopsis didn't sell me on it enough to get interested. So, yeah, skip. Next, My Hero Academia. I Am a Hero 2. Release date is August 3rd, and for me, it's a skip. I'm not into My Hero lame academia. If you are, cool, not for me. The Ribbon Hero, release date August 8th. It is by Studio Outline, and for me, again, it's another skip. A Will Eternal, final season, July 22nd, BC Made Pictures, and skip for me. Cyborg 009 Nemesis, July 19th is by Studio Erect, and again, skip for me. Huan Xianzi Mofa Xiang Du Doi Lu. Release date is July 4th, and it is Wawa Yu Animation, and for me it's a skip. Perfect World. I don't know if I forgot to put the release date. It is by Studio Fuck Film, and it was a skip. Crown in 100 Days. Release date July 3rd. It is by Land Studio, and another skip. The Eternal Supreme Li Yuan Xiao. Release date is July 20th. It is by Dancing CG Studio, and another skip. Now we move on to summer 2026 anime movies. First one, Puella Magi Madoka Magica, the movie. Walpurgisnacht Rising. Release date August 28th, and it is by Studio Shaft. If I got into Puella Magi Madoka, I would put this as my must watch. One day I may get into it, but I'm so far behind in watching these that, it's a skip for me. Sekiro no Defeat, it is release date for September 4th. It is by Quozilla Studio. There wasn't enough information for me to get into it, so skip. And as you can see, this one has the Pepe hands. If you're into the streaming culture, you understand the meme. Shibuya playing death games to put food on the table. 44 Cloudy Beach. Release date is July 10th, and it is by Studio Dean. So for this specific slide, I have a lot to say. When this anime debuted, it was on my must-watch. The first 3-4 episodes were bangers. They lived up to its expectations. And then something happened around episode 5 that the pacing became incredibly slow, to the fact that we were time jumping so much into her past games experiences. So in present timeline, we were up to like 40 or something games, right? And then we went all the way back to game number 10 or 20. And we kept jumping back and forth where I was like, this isn't really advancing the story. And I gave it episode 5, 6, and 7, and half of 8, and nothing really ever changed. And I was like, yeah, okay, this is a huge disappointment. And I just dropped it. And it hurts because I really liked it when it first started. And then I don't know what the producers were thinking, where the pacing just completely flopped. And this became a huge disappointment, not only of winter anime 2026, but I would go as far as to say as 2026 anime of the year that it dropped. So yeah, this one's gonna be a skip. Hugely disappointed. To You and the Beyond. Release date is July 4th, and it is by Studio TMC Entertainment, and it is going to be a skip for me. Next one, Sound Euphonium, the final movie, part 2. September 11th for release date, and it is by Studio Kyoto Animation. Another skip for multiple reasons. I don't think I need to get into them. Based on the previous slides that I've commented my thoughts on. So yeah, skip. You Fireworks and Our Promise, July 17th. It is collaboration among Studio Synergy SP and the Enter Studio. The trailer sold me on it. It seems cute and wholesome, so must watch for me. Sword Art Online Unanswered Butterfly. Release date July 9th. It is by Studio Polygon Pictures. Must watch. I know what you guys are going to say. You're going to criticize me heavily because Sword Art Online and, Kirito is trash and all this. But I don't hold that opinion that you guys do. When Sword Art Online came out, it did huge for that genre. Uh, so based on the track record of what it did at the time and what came after it, I kind of think you gotta pay its respects to it. I've enjoyed every other iteration of Sword Art Online, including Alicization or Alicization, I believe it's pronounced. So yeah, I've kept up with it even though people have dropped it ever since Gungeo Online. Chikawa, the movie, The Secret Mermaid Island, release date is July 24th, and it is by Saigame Pictures. Obviously, this is not for me. I'm not the target demographic, thus skip. Shiranuhi, August 21st. It is by Comics Wave Films, and I wasn't really sold on it, so skip. Mai Tantai Precure movie Fujigi na Niwa to Turi no Himitsu, September 18th, and it is by Toei Animation. Again, I'm not target demo, so skip. Another one that I'm not target demographic, it is by Crayon Shin-chan, the movie, Super Strange, My Yokai Monster Vacation, release date July 31st, Shinai Animation, and it is a skip for me. Majo no Tani no Yoru, release date July 7th, Studio Ghibli, doesn't seem like my thing, so skip. Demon Agent, release date August 8th, didn't have a studio assigned at the time, so skip. All Wishes Come True, release date July 24th. Again, didn't have a studio assigned, so skip. Summer Specials, and I believe this is the final slide, so thanks for bearing with me thus far. I know I made a lot of mistakes on the presentation, but I ran out of time. And we are days away from summer lineup debuting. As a matter of fact, as I said in this video, one of them is debuting today. So, we're ending some of the spring anime. A lot of them have a couple days left, but we are, mere days away from its official start. So I needed to get this recorded. All right, so that special will be One Piece Heroines, release date July 5th. And for me as a skip, I'm not really interested in One Piece, even if it focuses on just the waifus. So yeah, hard skip. And with that, we have come to the final ending of the video. So, typical YouTuber outro. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below which one are going to be on your watch list. Which ones do you think I shouldn't sleep on? Which ones do you think are gonna flop? And if you keep enjoying these, then please subscribe and follow me, especially on X or Twitter, because I do post updates, especially as the season is going on. Where, I may have started. So I'll give you an example. Spring, I started with 47 anime, and then after week one, it dropped down to like 39, and then after week three, it dropped to 37, and then it just stayed at 37. So, just because I rated it skip, one episode, three, or must watch, doesn't mean they're all set in stone. It can fluctuate, although some are safer than others, obviously. But yeah, please look forward to the fall anime lineup, which I have already begun to start working on it. I have a couple of other videos that are coming up in a couple of days as well. So one of them is going to be my winter anime 2026 final ratings. So I will give you what I thought of each anime that I stuck with. I won't cover all the ones that aired because I already did that for spring anime, but I will give you my final ratings on them, on the ones that I stuck through. And that will be in a couple days once spring season officially ends. Two other videos that I have coming up will be summer or spring openings, and the other one will be spring outros that were bangers. It's going to be super quick, super short, maybe like under 5 minutes each, where I go over my favorite openings and outros for each video, respectively, that I liked. I believe I had like five for openings and then six for outros. And yeah, that's pretty much what I got. There's other videos coming out in the works, so please look forward to those. And I think it's safe to transition to our ending screen. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you, and I'll catch you in the next one.